Imagine being handed a lump of coal. Now picture the incredible force it takes to transform that coal into a diamond. That's the essence of progress under pressure, a transformation that brings out the best when the heat is on. Today, we're not just going to talk about surviving pressure. We're going to explore how to thrive in it. So whether you're facing deadlines, expectations, or challenges that feel insurmountable, stick with me because the strategies we'll discuss could redefine the way you see pressure forever. Pressure is an inescapable part of life. It manifests in countless forms. Looming deadlines, high expectations, or unforeseen challenges. Often our instinct is to resist or resent it, to see it as an obstacle in our path. But what if we begin to view pressure differently? What if, instead of dreading it, we saw it as a necessary catalyst for growth? Just as plants thrive under the weight of the earth above them and muscles grow stronger under the strain of resistance, pressure is the unseen force that has the potential to propel us forward. Throughout history, the most remarkable feats of human achievement have often emerged under immense pressure. Think of scientists working tirelessly in the race to find a cure for diseases, athletes performing at their peak in critical moments, or inventors solving problems with the weight of the world on their shoulders. These individuals didn't just survive pressure, they thrived in it. What separates them from the rest is not that they had fewer challenges, but that they understood how to transform those challenges into opportunities. Pressure pushes us out of our comfort zones, forcing us to tap into skills and abilities we may not even know we possess. When everything is smooth sailing, there is little incentive to dig deeper, to innovate, or to strive for something greater. Comfort breeds complacency. Pressure, on the other hand, demands action. It creates urgency and fuels a sense of purpose that might otherwise remain dormant. Under pressure, we are compelled to prioritize, to focus, and to harness our resources efficiently. Take the example of coal transforming into a diamond. Without immense heat and pressure, coal remains just that, coal. But when subjected to the right conditions, it undergoes a metamorphosis. Emerging as one of the hardest and most beautiful substances on earth. This process is not easy. It is not quick. It takes time, endurance, and the willingness to endure the strain. The same is true for us. Growth under pressure is not instantaneous, but it is transformative. Each challenge we face refines us, chisels away our doubts, and strengthens our core. Pressure also has a unique way of revealing what we are truly capable of. It strips away distractions and forces us to confront our limitations and weaknesses. This self-awareness, while uncomfortable, is a gift. When we recognize where we fall short, we gain the opportunity to improve. The discomfort of pressure is the birthplace of resilience and adaptability. It teaches us how to respond to adversity, how to think creatively, and how to persevere even when the odds seem stacked against us. One of the most significant lessons pressure teaches us is the value of failure. Under pressure, failure is inevitable at times, but it is not the enemy. Failure under pressure is a stepping stone, a teacher that shows us what doesn't work so we can move closer to what does. It is through this cycle of trial and error, through embracing failure rather than fearing it, that we grow. Pressure accelerates this process, making us more efficient learners and problem solvers. Pressure fosters a deep sense of accomplishment. Think back to a moment in your life when you overcame a significant challenge. Perhaps it was completing a demanding project, navigating a personal crisis, or achieving a goal that once seemed impossible. The satisfaction and pride you felt didn't come from the ease of the journey. They came from knowing you had endured and emerged stronger. It is in these moments that we realize the true power of pressure. It shapes us into the best versions of ourselves. It is important to acknowledge that not all pressure is created equal. While some degree of pressure is necessary for growth, too much can lead to burnout. The key is finding balance, learning to manage pressure effectively, and recognizing when to seek support. This doesn't diminish the value of pressure. Instead, it highlights its role as a tool that, when wielded wisely, can yield extraordinary results. So the next time you find yourself under pressure, resist the urge to view it as an enemy. Instead, embrace it as a force for good, a challenge that will stretch your limits and elevate you to new heights. Remember, progress doesn't happen in the absence of pressure. It happens because of it. The path may be difficult, but the rewards are worth every moment of effort. Pressure is an inevitable part of life, and how we respond to it can shape the trajectory of our personal and professional growth. For many, pressure triggers fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of not meeting expectations. This fear can cloud judgment, overwhelm the mind, and lead to paralysis. However, the secret to thriving under pressure lies in transforming that fear into focus, shifting from a mindset of anxiety to one of clarity and action. Pressure, when perceived as an insurmountable obstacle, can feel like a heavy weight pressing down on us. The key is to reframe it. Instead of seeing pressure as something to escape, view it as an opportunity to sharpen your skills and test your resilience. When you approach pressure with the mindset that it is a natural part of growth and progress, it becomes less of a burden and more of a motivator. This shift in perspective helps to replace fear with determination and creates a mental environment where focus can thrive. Fear often arises when we magnify the stakes and imagine worst-case scenarios. While this is a natural response, it can derail us if left unchecked. The antidote lies in grounding yourself in the present moment. When you focus on what is immediately in front of you, the task, the decision, or the challenge, you regain a sense of control. This focus helps to break down what may seem like an overwhelming situation into manageable steps. Instead of being consumed by the enormity of the pressure, you channel your energy into tangible actions that move you forward. The power of focus lies in its ability to cut through the noise. When you're under pressure, distractions multiply, doubts creep in, external opinions grow louder, and the fear of failure looms large. By consciously directing your attention to what truly matters, you can silence these distractions and align your efforts with your goals. This process is not always easy, but it is incredibly rewarding. The ability to focus is like a muscle. It strengthens with practice. Each time you face pressure and choose to prioritize focus over fear, you reinforce this mental habit. One effective way to cultivate focus under pressure is to define your priorities clearly. Pressure often brings with it a sense of urgency, making it tempting to try to address everything at once. This scattergun approach dilutes your energy and can lead to burnout. Instead, identify the core tasks or objectives that demand your attention. When you prioritize, you give yourself permission to let go of less critical concerns and concentrate on what truly moves the needle. This clarity not only enhances focus, but also reduces the anxiety that comes from feeling pulled in too many directions. Another strategy for shifting from fear to focus is to embrace preparation. Pressure feels less daunting when you are equipped with the tools and knowledge you need to tackle it. Whether it's studying for an exam, rehearsing for a presentation, or planning for a challenging project, preparation instills confidence. When you know you've done the groundwork, you can face pressure with a sense of readiness, which naturally quiets fear and sharpens focus. Equally important is the role of self-regulation. Under pressure, emotions can run high, leading to impulsive decisions or a loss of control. Learning to manage your emotions, whether through mindfulness, deep breathing, or other calming techniques, can help you maintain a clear head. When you are calm, your ability to focus improves, allowing you to make thoughtful choices and approach challenges strategically. Pressure can also be a powerful teacher. It forces us to confront our limits and explore creative solutions. Some of the greatest innovations and breakthroughs have emerged under intense pressure, where individuals or teams focus their efforts with unwavering determination. This laser-like focus often leads to ingenuity that might not have surfaced in a more relaxed setting. Pressure then becomes a crucible for creativity and problem solving. It's worth acknowledging that pressure can reveal what truly matters to us. The things we feel pressure about are often the things we care deeply about. Our work, our relationships, our dreams. This realization can be a source of motivation. Instead of fearing the pressure, lean into it with the understanding that it reflects your passion and commitment. When you focus on the why behind the pressure, you can draw strength and clarity from your purpose. Amen. In the end, the shift from fear to focus is a practice that requires intention and effort. It is about training your mind to see pressure not as a threat, but as an opportunity to excel. It is about staying present, prioritizing effectively, and embracing the challenges that come your way. With time and practice, this mindset becomes second nature, allowing you to navigate even the most intense pressures with confidence and clarity. Resilience is often viewed as a trait possessed by only a select few, something innate that some individuals are simply born with. However, the truth is that resilience is a skill, one that can be cultivated and strengthened through experience, perseverance, and an intentional mindset. Life doesn't offer us an immunity to hardship or setbacks, but it does offer us the opportunity to build resilience each time we face adversity. In the context of pressure, resilience becomes a vital tool, one that allows us to not only withstand the strain, but to rise above it, emerging stronger and more capable. At its core, resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, adapt to challenges, and continue moving forward despite difficulties. When we face pressure, whether in our personal lives or in the professional sphere, it's easy to become overwhelmed, discouraged, or even defeated. However, resilient individuals don't let failures or obstacles define them. Instead, they view these challenges as temporary and manageable, believing that they can learn, adapt, and ultimately overcome whatever comes their way. The first step in building resilience is recognizing that setbacks are not a reflection of personal failure. Pressure often leads us to believe that we are not good enough, or that we have somehow failed to meet expectations. This feeling of inadequacy can be paralyzing, but resilient people understand that failure is simply part of the process. It is through failure that we gain the most valuable lessons. Each time we fall, we have the chance to learn something new about ourselves, about our limits, and about how to approach challenges differently the next time. Instead of viewing failure as a permanent defeat, resilient individuals embrace it as an opportunity to grow. They understand that the road to success is often filled with obstacles, and that facing those obstacles head on is what leads to greater strength. Resilience is not about avoiding failure, but about maintaining the ability to get back up, adjust, and keep going after a setback. This mindset shifts our perception of failure from something to fear to something to learn from. Another key element of resilience is adaptability. Pressure often brings with it uncertainty, and the ability to adapt to changing circumstances is a hallmark of resilience. Life rarely unfolds exactly as planned, and the ability to pivot, adjust your strategy, and find alternative solutions is essential. Resilient individuals recognize that there is no single right way to achieve their goals. Instead, they are flexible in their approach, willing to try new methods, alter their course when necessary, and stay open to different possibilities. This is the unsuspecting person who rises above the experience. This adaptability also extends to emotional resilience. Pressure can create emotional turbulence. Stress, frustration, and anxiety are all natural reactions when we feel overwhelmed. The resilient individual doesn't ignore or suppress these emotions, but rather acknowledges them, processes them, and uses them to fuel their actions. Emotional resilience is about managing your emotional responses to pressure, understanding how to cope with stress, and using these emotions constructively rather than letting them derail you. An important aspect of building resilience is maintaining a sense of optimism and hope, even in the face of difficulty. It's easy to become cynical or lose hope when things aren't going as planned, but resilient individuals hold on to the belief that things will improve. They understand that setbacks are temporary, and that with time and effort, they can find solutions and emerge victorious. This optimism isn't about blind positivity, but about having the confidence that no matter how difficult the situation may seem, it can be overcome with persistence and effort. Resilience is also deeply tied to the support systems we build around us. While we often hear that resilient people go it alone, the reality is that resilience thrives in connection. Having a support system, whether friends, family, or colleagues, can make a world of difference when we are under pressure. Resilient individuals recognize the importance of seeking help, asking for support, and leaning on others when necessary. They understand that resilience doesn't mean doing everything by yourself, but rather having the strength to accept help and collaborate with others to find solutions. Another factor that enhances resilience is self-care. Under pressure, it's easy to neglect our physical and mental well-being. We may skip meals, lose sleep, or become so focused on the task at hand that we forget to take breaks. But resilience is rooted in the ability to care for ourselves, to maintain our health, and to recharge when needed. By making self-care a priority, resilient individuals are able to sustain their energy and mental clarity, which in turn allows them to handle pressure more effectively. Resilience requires a deep sense of purpose. When we are under pressure, it's easy to lose sight of why we're doing what we're doing. In these moments, having a clear sense of purpose can reignite our determination. Resilient individuals are often driven by a strong why, whether it's a personal passion, a professional goal, or a commitment to something larger than themselves. This purpose serves as a guide during difficult times, reminding them of the bigger picture and helping them stay focused even when the pressure feels overwhelming. In summary, resilience is not an inherent trait, but a skill that can be developed and strengthened through experience and practice. It's the ability to face setbacks with optimism, adapt to changing circumstances, and bounce back stronger than before. By embracing failure, seeking support, prioritizing self-care, and staying focused on our purpose, we can cultivate the resilience necessary to thrive under pressure. Resilience is the bridge between adversity and progress. And it is through resilience that we transform pressure into the driving force behind our greatest achievements. When we face pressure, it's common to feel like we must navigate challenges entirely on our own. Whether it's a demanding project at work, a personal crisis, or an overwhelming series of tasks, the instinct is often to isolate ourselves and bear the burden alone. However, one of the most powerful tools we have at our disposal when under pressure is the support system we build around us. Whether it's family, friends, colleagues, mentors, or even professional networks, the act of seeking support can not only lighten the load, but can also enhance our ability to perform at our best. In times of pressure, collaboration is not a sign of weakness, but rather it is a testament to our strength and wisdom. At its core, the idea of a support system is about recognizing that we do not need to carry the weight of pressure alone. While independence and self-reliance are valuable traits, they can sometimes be misinterpreted as the need to tackle every challenge in isolation. The truth is that when we are under intense pressure, asking for help doesn't diminish our capabilities, it amplifies our resilience. It allows us to stay focused on the task at hand, knowing that we are not alone in facing adversity. Support systems are powerful because they provide different perspectives and insights. When we are immersed in a problem or feeling overwhelmed by pressure, it's easy to become tunnel vision, fixated on one narrow way of thinking or one possible solution. But by reaching out to others, we gain access to fresh ideas, alternative approaches, and sometimes even solutions that we may have never considered on our own. Collaboration opens up avenues of creativity and innovation that might be blocked by the walls of our own stress. Take, for example, the way successful teams operate under pressure. Whether in the corporate world, in sports, or in any other high-stakes environment, the best performing groups are often those that work together cohesively, relying on each other's strengths to overcome challenges. In a team setting, pressure isn't simply endured, it's distributed. Each member brings a unique set of skills to the table. And when everyone plays their part, the burden is lighter and the collective energy propels the team forward. One person may be the problem solver, another the communicator, and yet another the motivator. This blend of talents creates synergy, turning pressure into a force for growth and achievement. Having a support system also provides an emotional safety net. When we are under pressure, emotions can run high. Stress, anxiety, and fear can cloud our judgment. However, a trusted friend, family member, or colleague can offer reassurance and guidance, helping us navigate those difficult emotional landscapes. Sometimes the mere act of sharing our burdens with someone else lightens the emotional load, providing a sense of relief and perspective. This emotional support is crucial in maintaining mental health and sustaining the energy needed to continue pushing through pressure. Beyond emotional support, the role of mentors cannot be overstated. Mentors who have walked the path before us bring wisdom that comes from experience. When under pressure, a mentor can offer guidance not only on practical solutions, but also on how to handle the emotional toll of stressful situations. They've likely encountered similar challenges and can provide invaluable advice on how to manage pressure without losing sight of long-term goals. The reassurance that someone has faced similar struggles and emerged victorious can instill confidence and help us persevere. Another aspect of support is the practical assistance others can provide. Sometimes, under immense pressure, we find ourselves overwhelmed by the sheer volume of tasks or decisions that need to be made. In these moments, delegating responsibilities to others is not a sign of weakness, but of strategic wisdom. When we are stretched thin, the ability to ask for help in completing tasks or to delegate portions of a project can free up mental space, allowing us to focus on what truly matters. This shared workload can make all the difference in our ability to manage pressure effectively. The act of seeking support also helps prevent burnout. Without a support system, it's easy to overextend ourselves in an attempt to meet every expectation, only to burn out from exhaustion. Constantly operating under pressure without assistance can erode our physical and emotional energy, leading to poor decision-making and a decline in performance. When we have people to lean on, we can distribute the emotional and physical demands, allowing ourselves time to recharge and maintain our well-being. When we provide support to others, we experience the reciprocal benefits of this network. Helping someone else can deepen our own sense of purpose and strengthen our connection with others. The act of supporting others during their times of pressure not only benefits them, but also cultivates a positive environment of collaboration and mutual respect. It creates a sense of solidarity where everyone feels that they have a role in ensuring the success of the group. This sense of community can act as a powerful motivator, reinforcing the idea that we are not alone in our struggles. Pressure is an inevitable part of life, but it doesn't have to be faced alone. The support system we surround ourselves with, whether it's family, friends, colleagues, mentors, or communities, has the power to ease the burdens of pressure, provide fresh perspectives, offer emotional and practical assistance, and help us stay on course. In moments of challenge, reaching out and leaning on others isn't a sign of weakness. It is one of the most effective strategies for overcoming adversity. With the right support, pressure becomes something that can be shared and managed rather than something to be feared or avoided. Together, we can face even the greatest challenges with strength, resilience, and clarity. In the face of pressure, it's easy to feel like we need to accomplish everything all at once, to meet every expectation in one fell swoop. However, the truth is that overwhelming challenges are best tackled by breaking them down into smaller, more manageable steps. The practice of dividing large, daunting tasks into incremental goals is one of the most effective strategies for managing pressure. It's about focusing on progress rather than perfection, embracing the notion that small wins can lead to big victories. Each small step forward serves as a building block, ultimately leading to the accomplishment of the larger goal. When we are under intense pressure, the sheer scale of what we need to achieve can feel paralyzing. Whether it's a deadline approaching, a complex project, or an important decision looming, the weight of everything that needs to be done can cloud our ability to think clearly. This is where the power of incremental wins becomes apparent. By breaking down a seemingly insurmountable task into bite-sized pieces, we make the journey from start to finish feel less intimidating. This shift in perspective allows us to focus on one thing at a time, reducing stress and making it easier to stay engaged. For instance, consider the process of completing a large project at work. The task may involve numerous steps, each requiring time and attention. If we try to tackle everything at once, it's easy to become overwhelmed by the volume of work. However, by breaking the project down into smaller components, researching one section today, drafting another section tomorrow, and revising the following day, we can move steadily forward without becoming bogged down by the entire scope of the task. Each day brings with it a small achievement, and those incremental wins begin to accumulate, gradually bringing us closer to the final goal. These incremental wins aren't just about completing tasks. They are about creating a sense of momentum. Momentum is a powerful force that drives us to keep going, even when the pressure seems relentless. Each small win reinforces our confidence and belief in our ability to succeed. This feeling of accomplishment fuels our motivation, making it easier to take on the next task or challenge. Rather than looking at the bigger picture and feeling defeated, we can focus on the immediate step in front of us, knowing that it is one more piece of the puzzle. This process also helps in managing our expectations. Often, when under pressure, we can fall into the trap of expecting perfection from ourselves and others. We may set unrealistic standards, believing that we must meet them or else we've failed. However, the path to success is rarely linear, and perfection is an unrealistic goal. Instead of measuring success by the magnitude of the final result, we can measure it by the progress we make each day. Each small task completed is a victory. Each bit of progress a testament to our effort and commitment. Celebrating these incremental wins is vital. It's easy to overlook small successes in the rush to reach the final goal, but it's important to pause and acknowledge each step forward. This celebration of progress can take many forms, whether it's crossing a task off a to-do list, acknowledging a team member's contribution, or simply taking a moment to reflect on what's been accomplished. By celebrating these milestones, we create a positive feedback loop that motivates us to continue. Celebrating progress, even in small doses, reminds us that we are moving forward and that our efforts are yielding results. This concept of incremental wins also extends to personal development. Under pressure, it's easy to become frustrated with our own perceived shortcomings or the slow pace of progress. We may feel like we are not advancing as quickly as we would like, or that we aren't measuring up to others. However, personal growth is rarely immediate. It's about taking small, consistent actions that lead to long-term change. Whether it's improving a skill, building healthier habits, or strengthening relationships, the key is to focus on the small wins. Each step forward adds up over time and contributes to the bigger picture. Incremental progress also helps us stay resilient in the face of setbacks. When we break down our goals, we realize that setbacks don't have to derail our entire progress. If a single step doesn't go as planned, we don't have to abandon the whole project. Instead, we can adjust, recalibrate, and keep moving forward. This perspective helps us manage failure in a healthy way, viewing it not as a complete defeat, but as a small bump in the road. The small wins we achieve along the way serve as reminders that we are still progressing, no matter how minor the setbacks may seem. In summary, incremental wins are a powerful tool for navigating pressure. Breaking down overwhelming tasks into manageable steps allows us to focus on progress, build momentum, and stay motivated. Each small success builds upon the last, creating a sense of accomplishment and resilience that propels us toward our larger goals. By shifting our focus from perfection to progress, we can handle pressure more effectively, reducing stress and increasing our capacity to achieve even the most challenging objectives. In the end, it's not the giant leaps that carry us forward, but the small steps that we take consistently and intentionally. The idea of finding purpose and meaning in our work, personal lives, or any endeavor under pressure is not just a motivational slogan. It's a critical strategy for overcoming challenges and thriving in difficult situations. When we connect the tasks or challenges we face to a greater purpose, we transcend the immediate stress and gain a broader perspective that sustains us through pressure. Purpose is a powerful motivator, and understanding why we do something can provide the fuel to keep going even when the going gets tough. This sense of purpose can become a guiding force, helping us stay focused and resilient no matter how high the stakes or how intense the pressure may feel. When faced with pressure, one of the first things that can happen is that we lose sight of the bigger picture. The weight of a specific task, an approaching deadline, or a challenging situation can make us feel isolated or overwhelmed. However, by reminding ourselves of why we are doing what we're doing, we can shift our mindset and reframe the situation. Instead of focusing solely on the immediate stressors, we connect the task at hand to a greater goal or purpose. This could be a personal value, a long-term career aspiration, or a commitment to a cause that we care deeply about. When we align our actions with our purpose, the pressure becomes more manageable. Because it's no longer just about surviving the moment. It's about fulfilling something meaningful. For example, in a work environment, the pressures of tight deadlines, high expectations, and demanding clients can sometimes make it difficult to stay motivated. But when we connect the work we're doing to the larger goals of the organization or to the positive impact it will have on customers or clients, it shifts our perspective. We see our task not as burdens, but as opportunities to contribute to something meaningful. Even the smallest actions, when connected to a larger purpose, become more rewarding. We begin to see the purpose behind each report, presentation, or task, and this sense of meaning can help us power through pressure with a renewed sense of determination. Similarly, when we are facing personal pressures, such as balancing family relationships and personal goals, it can be easy to feel like we're being pulled in multiple directions. Yet understanding our deeper purpose, whether it's the desire to create a fulfilling life for ourselves and our loved ones, or to live in alignment with our values, can provide clarity and motivation. The day-to-day demands may be overwhelming at times, but when we remind ourselves of why we are juggling these responsibilities, we gain perspective. Knowing that we are working towards something important gives us the resilience to push through, even when we feel exhausted or uncertain. Purpose also helps us in the face of failure. Pressure often brings with it the fear of failure or the anxiety of not meeting expectations. However, when we have a clear sense of purpose, the fear of failure diminishes. Instead of viewing setbacks as catastrophic, we see them as part of the learning process, essential to the journey toward our ultimate goal. Failure becomes less about personal inadequacy and more about feedback, a necessary step on the way to success. When our purpose is clear, we are more willing to take risks and face challenges head on, knowing that each experience, whether a success or failure, brings us closer to fulfilling our larger vision. Purpose also plays a significant role in our ability to remain focused during moments of pressure. In a world filled with distractions, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. However, when we are grounded in purpose, it acts as a compass, guiding our decisions and actions. When faced with multiple tasks, the clarity of purpose helps us prioritize effectively, focusing on what will bring us closer to our goals. It ensures that we don't waste energy on trivial matters, but stay committed to the actions that will have the most significant impact. A sense of purpose fosters a sense of fulfillment. Under pressure, we may focus so heavily on the outcomes or results that we forget the joy of the journey. When we understand the deeper meaning behind our actions, even the challenges become rewarding. The effort we put into our work, the sacrifices we make in our personal lives, and the difficulties we encounter become part of a larger narrative that is worth telling. This perspective makes the pressure feel less like an obstacle and more like an integral part of the process that contributes to our growth and sense of accomplishment. Another key aspect of purpose is that it allows us to tap into our intrinsic motivation. While external rewards such as recognition, salary increases, or praise can certainly be motivating, they are often fleeting and fail to sustain us in the long run. Purpose, on the other hand, provides a deeper, more lasting sense of fulfillment. When we are driven by purpose, we find meaning in the work itself rather than relying solely on external validation. This internal drive helps us stay committed, even in the most trying of times, and pushes us to perform at our best, regardless of external pressures. Purpose helps us stay connected to what matters most. In times of pressure, it's easy to become disconnected from our values or lose sight of what we truly care about. When pressure mounts, there can be a tendency to prioritize short-term goals or external expectations over our long-term vision. However, staying grounded in purpose ensures that we make decisions that align with our values. It serves as a reminder of the bigger picture and encourages us to stay true to ourselves, even when external forces try to push us in different directions. In summary, finding purpose in the midst of pressure is one of the most effective ways to navigate challenges with resilience and clarity. Purpose acts as a compass, guiding us through difficult situations, helping us stay focused, and providing the motivation to keep going. When we connect the task we face to something larger than ourselves, the pressure becomes not only more manageable, but also more meaningful. This sense of purpose allows us to transform challenges into opportunities for growth, keeps us aligned with our deeper values, and ensures that we remain committed to the journey, no matter how intense the pressure may become.